Hello, I'm jack.shilley and welcome to another episode. In today's episode I'm going to be showing you how to plant out your runner beans into the ground. It's warmed up quite nicely outside now and it's warm enough to start putting these out. So the first job that you have to do in terms of planting out your runner beans is to build a frame for which they can grow up. Now it needs to be quite strong because they grow really vigorously and really quickly too. So you need to make sure you've got some good strong bamboo canes or other metal poles, that kind of thing, for them to grow up. And then you want to stick them relatively deep into the ground so that they can support the weight of the fruit and the rest of the plants when they grow later on in the season. So once you've finished building your frame and it's nice and sturdy and secure, you're ready to start putting the plants in. Now it's a really simple method and all I'm going to do is simply dig a hole in front of one of the canes . Like that. I'm going to make it quite deep because the runner beans are quite hungry. They like to have a lot of nutrients and nice rich fertile soil, so I'm going to add some compost to the bottom of the planting holes to provide them with that nutrients. So I'm going to dig it relatively deep so there's enough room to put that in there and then the plant. So I'm going to add a decent amount of compost to the planting hole, like that, and then you're ready to put them in. Now these runner beans are the Scarlet Emperor that I sowed. Well, actually these are my second sowing. The first lot that I sowed actually got just ravaged by slugs, so I had to do a second sowing. So these are my second lot, my second batch of these Scarlet Emperor runner beans, and I planted them in clumps here. So there's 4 plants in here, and now that's going to grow quite nicely up against this frame here. If you wanted to, you could split these in half and have individual plants, but I'm not going to do that in this case. And then once they're in the planting hole, you can backfill around, slightly angle the plants towards the cane, like that. And that's pretty much all there is to planting them. So once you've planted all your runner beans, just to add to their nutrients that they're going to require, I'm just going to sprinkle some organic chicken manure pellets around the bases of the plants before I water in. Now they'll break down slowly over the next couple of weeks and will give the soil and the plants a vital nutrient boost. And then all that's left to do is to water them in really well. So that's our runner beans planted out for the summer season. It's a really simple process to do and you don't require an awful lot of space to do it. We're just using this small strip here. If you are tight on ground space though, you can also grow them in troughs just as easily. One of the key things, however, is to make sure you've got a sturdy, rigid frame to grow up. If it's flimsy or if they don't have a frame at all, they're not going to grow very well and they're just going to pull down any poorly built structures. So it's good to have a firm, rigid frame right from the word go. To recap what we did, we simply just dug the holes away after weeding and clearing the site, added organic matter at the bottom, so compost in this case, put the actual plants in, angling them slightly towards the canes to encourage them to grow up. We fed them with some organic chicken manure pellets and then watered them in really well. And that's all we've got time for in this week's episode. Don't forget to rate and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. If you have any comments or questions or would like to share what you're doing in your garden with your runner beans this season, put a comment in the box below and share it with everyone else. Thanks for watching.